Mr. Rockefeller, when you started your business in 1872, you had one successful refinery in Cleveland, the advantage of water transportation, a part of the year, and an access to 2 great trunk lines the year round. Now you are one of the most powerful monopolists in the world and the wealthiest person in the world. Do you agree if I call you the most successful man in the world?
Let the world wag.
Is this your motto, Mr. Rockefeller? Your Standard Oil Company today consists of oil-producing companies, oil transporting, manufacturing, and marketing companies all over the world and overseas. In 1892, there were 20 of these companies in Standard Oil Co. How many are there now? And how much is the surplus of each of them?
I cannot disclose this information and don't have it on hand. I can say that the company was and is growing out of our needs to expand and solve every newly appearing problem. I also have to say that I always try to avoid contacts with muckrakers. Their prying eyes and jealous thoughts are no help for good business.
I would ask you to abstain from using the word muckraker. I don't like it personally when it is applied to me. My work is more of a historian and an investigator. The term investigative journalism would be more appropriate.
I think you overestimate your importance, miss.
Tarbell, sir. Ida Tarbell, the daughter and sister of 2 independent oil producers whom you couldn't succeed to buy out.
So you have your personal interest in your writings? This I can understand. May I say that your proud relatives were too narrow-minded to recognize the fortune they have been offered by Standard Oil? They could be rich by now and even be members of the board of directors.
How big is the board as of today? Or is it a secret, too?
No, there are 14 directors on board.
They probably collect the dividends of all the companies and divide them among themselves. Is it what's going on? And you, as a CEO, according to available documents, owe 1/3 of the company's stock.
Where did you see those documents? It is highly confidential information, and your sources are incorrect.
I doubt that very much, sir. My sources are genuine documents, receipts from your buyers, sales records from your sold-out competitors, interviews from your well-informed former executives.
They are lying!
I don't think so. They shared with me such confidential information which can't be elaborated. Statistics, tables, and graphs. I can't imagine somebody going into trouble of creating fake documents of that sort.
You're shameless, muckraker.
I am not. When you, from your Cleveland refinery, went into the South Improvement Company, it was not to save your own business, but to destroy others. In 1877, you forced Empire Transportation Company to go out of the oil business. You took down your competitors one by one. Tidewater, United Pipeline, and many others fall your victims. Was it to prevent the oil price change, or was it to get a power to dictate the price?
Both, of course. However, I'm sure you know that many of my competitors became managers at Standard Oil Company. Those who didn't want to work with us have been offered our stock. Of course, those few who did not want to collaborate.
Those you just plain robbed. You gave them war.
I would ask that you abstain from using such terms. Competition is a war, but we prefer to think of the word competition as more civilized.
Do you consider yourself civilized? You, who crashed dozens of individual oil refiners and producers. You, who suppressed free competition in the oil business for 30 years. You, who negotiated illegal privileges for Standard Oil with the railroads. You, for whom the love of money clouded everything else.
Do you have proof?
I do.
Fine. Let's say you do. I see it differently, though. I saved those unfortunate people whose businesses were already going down. I gave them a chance to survive and save their fortunes. They should be thankful. As to the railroads, I gave them a very good business, too. So everyone wins.
Except those who lost everything.
If there are winners, there are bound to be losers. Isn't it the law of balance?
And you, Mr. Rockefeller, damaged it greatly. Directors of Standard Oil Company infiltrated all railways of the country, into copper and steel industries, into banking. Everywhere we see your directors working as directors of other companies. Your monopoly reaches far. You gain for yourself the power of a king, the power to grant licenses under patents, the power to acquire, sell, hold, purchase, transfer shares and stocks, the power to exercise all the privileges of ownership in all parts of the world. Isn't it too much for one man?
Nothing is too much, and we at Standard Oil are taking good care of our business to improve it whenever we see it appropriate and progressive.
I will do my best, Mr. Rockefeller, to raise the widest public awareness of your savage practices.
Let the world wag.